Hey noobs, taxpayers, reproducers of small humans, grass touchers, dog owners, nerds, rust degens. We're back for another one. Another controversial video, no doubt, where I'm gonna talk about a role-playing base. This windmill I made, this is what I'm gonna be running next wipe. And I want to talk about a role-playing base as defense. Now, I've talked about this before, and I still think it's one of the strongest ways to go unseen in Rust. Hiding in plain sight, hiding in the fact that you're a role player and that you're crap and no one wants to bother raiding you because you've got nothing good. I still think it's one of the strongest ways to get through a wipe without attracting attention. And I've built this base before, and I did go unnoticed in terms of attracting unwanted rockets to the walls. Now, I'm going to build this as a shell, and you guys can like have a look at it and fit it out however you want. I do have some suggestions, but in essence, this is a shell build, as in like, not shell RP, but as a shell, like an empty box. And you guys can figure out how you want to meta chat it up with 1,600 boxes in the TC room, etc. So here we go. We'll give you a quick floor plan. Now, the first thing is orientation here. You want to build 3 squares facing north-south because we're going to grow stuff outside the windmill. And you'll see that's another part of the defense. And to do that, we're going to get, we're not going to get much sunlight around the back. So we're going to have shade there. So we want to put the door at the back on the south side like this. You can put a little airlock there so that our plants get the most sunlight they can get. So we're going to build it north-south. That's the first step. This is essentially it. As I said, that's the shell. You can do whatever you want inside. This is what I normally do. I usually honeycomb it. Take out the middle foundation, honeycomb it. Put my water pumps in there if I'm building in the ocean or in the swamp, which is kind of recommended. And I'll leave that triangle open for a large battery. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 doors to get to this ladder hatch. So I think that's pretty decent. And then a honeycomb walls. Now we can start the second level. I'll just give you a quick look. So there's 1 door, we have 2 doors, 3 doors, and then the 4th door is the ladder hatch. Like so. You want to put a row of half walls around. If you can put a you can go up a second level here. I don't, because I feel like it's then looking like I've got too much storage space. But a half wall is pretty essential. If you go straight to a roof frame here, then you don't have anywhere to really put deployables. You also need to put some half walls here for stability, and you'll put a wall frame on top of this. I actually also think it looks cool, like in a real windmill, there's like a central shaft where everything goes down, and I feel like that kind of mimics that a little bit as well. So build that up like that. This will help your stability up higher, and half walls all around the outside. So we're looking like this. You can go around now. So there's a square roof on each end where your square tiles started, and then the rest will be triangles. So once the roof's finished, put the ladder hatch in. Now we get into the meat and potatoes. We really need to put a half wall layer, and then we need to do a full wall layer. Now this is where we're going to hide our TC. So you put a little triangle here like so, and you're going to slap your TC on top of this. Now this is where you can vary this. You can put another half wall here and put a second shelf so you can have more storage space in here, or you can leave it. Now, the pros and cons are obviously you're going to have more storage space. If you're going to leave it brick, it's not very obvious unless someone climbs up with a hammer or they're a Giga Chad. If you're planning to upgrade this to sheet metal later on, this second half wall in here is going to be super obvious. And again, that just leads to questions for people walking by. And I'm all about not giving anyone a reason to question what's going on in here. But if you want, you can put that second triangle in, like so, for more storage. There's probably a way to do it without that. I'm sure you could build up around the outside to get that wall shelf in. But again, if someone jumps up with a building plan, they're going to see that you've got that second shelf in there and wonder what's going on. So up to you. If you want the storage space, go for it. Here's a little serving suggestion for how you could set out the middle layer. Again, you could honeycomb half of this and only have a couple of squares available here. It's not about how many rockets it can face tank. It's about kind of going unnoticed, thinking this is an RP base, there's nothing in here. And anyway, you're going to have your main loot up in the column above this. So even if someone does rocket through this one layer of roof, they're not really going to get to anything. They're not going to get downstairs. They're not going to get into upstairs. As long as you've got those stability frames in there, the upstairs is fine. All right, now let's get our sentry turrets down. We can use a mix of square sentry turrets here and triangle sentry turrets. Obviously, the squares will go, there'll be one on the north-facing end, and that's probably it, actually. And then the rest are going to be triangle sentries here. And we're going to put them all, so from the north face, and then sweep both around each side. And I'm having a bit of a laugh with the sentry being the planter boxes, but these serve two purposes. A, you can farm with them, right? You've got the water and the sprinklers because you've built on a swamp or whatever. If you don't, you've got a water truck or you've got some source of water. You've got the power and you can farm with the setup. The planter boxes I put outside, because again, it is a defense mechanism. It is someone's walking past, hey, this guy's just growing wheat and berries and cloth. Now, it's going to misdirect their attention. They're just like, oh yeah, this guy's just farming. B, what a noob. He's got him outside. I'm just going to go and take them all and steal his cloth or his wheat or whatever. If they run past your base, think you're a noob and steal your wheat, trust me, that is better than them running past, having a snoop around and throwing a couple of satchels on your walls. Again, you're kind of going into the psychology of players here. But if they think they've got one over you by stealing your plants, in my opinion, that is better than them wanting to raid you. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but like, have enough clones in your base, so if they do steal them all, you've still got to replant, and when you're online, you can still get a good crop down. I feel like, and this goes towards like helping out your neighbors and stuff too. Like if they run by and steal a bit of cloth every now and then, like, does it really matter? Who cares? Do they steal a bit of wheat? Who cares? Like, I'm going to be selling pies with this windmill. So I'm going to be pumping out pies and baked goods. And so people will start to know the windmill. It'll become a talking point. And again, like, this is one of those things where it just plays into the server and it'll be one of the landmarks. Hey, have you seen the windmill? Or like, old mate runs into his clan. Hey, you guy, go to E13. There's a windmill there, and this idiot grows all his plants outside, and you can go and steal like 600 cloth, bro. Like, it's so good. People will think they're beating you at the game because they're stealing your stuff. And all along, you're out doing oil rig or you're running missile silo. Like, this is how I survive with RP bases, because people think they're doing you in, when in fact it's all misdirection. Like, if I go and build a 360-degree peaks triple bunker 2x1 on the coast near oil rig, that's going to get raided day 2 or day 3 by some big Zerg. Whereas this has the chance, I'm not saying it's unraidable, it is just all about buying time, misdirection, building relationships with people around you. They know the windmill, they'll actually start protecting it. Like, especially if you're giving them cheap pies and giving them cloth or letting them come and pick whatever they need. It's all about politics and Rust. And I don't know, this is how I play. This is what I'm going to use to swipe. I've used it before. And all right, rant over. Cheers, guys.